Hey guys, Lord Naren White here, the Holy Ghost, the one true God. Back with you with the next video in my Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough, today continuing Baldur's Gate 3. So in this video we reached level 4, and that's something that is quite exciting, and as a result of that, we are going to continue to push forward here. And what we'll do before we do anything else is we're going to go to the camp. Well, we'll get a... Actually, I think we'll do a short rest first.
Feeling fresh?
In fact, we may even want to get a long rest. I think we do, actually. Let's go get a long rest at the camp before we progress down the next path. That's definitely the safest plan, I think. So before we talk with anyone, we're going to go ahead and level everyone up to level 4. But
She's
here's
coming.
Will, so here we go.
Will, you've been naughty. And you know what happens when you're naughty.
God's damn it. Anyone but her.
We can say, God's damn devil, get out of my camp, or, well, aren't you a luscious thing, or, just who in the 9 hells are you?
Will, you absolute stinker. You kept me a secret? Time to let the Hellcat out of the bag. Call me Mizora. I'm Will's patron, the fount of his power. My pet's been unruly, and his leash needs a yank. We had a deal, Will. But Karlak's still breathing.
I've taken more pleasant shits than you, Mizora. And at least those can be buried after.
That's no kind of talk for a lady. By the way, Karlak, Zariel sends her regards.
You told me! Devils only! She's a tiefling, not a monster!
How precious. The little pupster's found his bark.
Clause G, Section 9. Target shall be limited to the infernal, the demonic, the heartless, and the soulless.
Karlak meets the criteria by virtue of having no heart.
We can either say, get to the point, devil, what do you want, or, if we kill Karlak now, will that get rid of you? Or, blast it all, Will, why didn't you tell me about her? Or, I've heard enough, you're not leaving this place alive. Or, what we will say, which is, you better not lay a damned finger on Karlak.
Don't you worry. That ship has long sailed the Styx. But a defiant pup must still pay his price. To wit.
Will burns in the fires of Avernus. The lightning storms of Dis strike his flesh. His soul passes through each layer of the hells, gaining their essence and their torment.
That's better.
What the hells have you done?
A promise broken, a price paid. You know the terms.
Get used to the new form, pet.
There's no going back. Some magic even I can't undo. Now, let's see how the frontiers fare without their precious blade. Karlak, keep an eye on him, would you? I'll be keeping mine on you. Oh, and Will, don't forget, our pact still stands. Ta-ta.
Wow, so we got a lot to talk about now. So I'll go ahead and save the game here. Start by talking with Karlak.
I'll be honest, soldier. I'm reeling.
Will hardly knows me, but he chose my life over his. Been a long time since someone stuck their neck out for me like that.
He's a good man. Maybe the best of us.
You can say that again. When he was chasing me through Avernus, I thought he was just another sad merc. How wrong I was.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Time to press ahead.
Talk with Shadowheart.
I wasn't expecting it, but I'm glad to have some company on this journey.
I'm glad you're here, Shadowheart. Astraria?
Need something?
Lizelle?
Speak.
And Will.
Gods damn her, straight back to the hells. Just look at me. I did what was right, and Mazora made me pay for it. I'd be hunting devils and demons, she said. Traitors and hypocrites, heartless evils of all sorts, but not Zariel's victims. Not innocent tieflings.
We can say, you warned me about Raphael, but are backed to Bazura? What a fraud? No. The Blade of Frontiers has some explaining to do? No. You've been turned into a devil. An appropriate punishment, I'd say? No. Or what did you expect? She's a devil, hardly the paragon of honesty.
All these years. You'd think it's a lesson I'd have well learned. It's Mazora who grants me the power to conjure armor and cast eldritch blasts. Before I was infected, I could even call hell beasts and summon festering clouds, but I promise you, every thrust of my blade and every flame I sparked was for the good of the coast.
How in the hells did you get involved with Mazura? Or what are the terms of your pact? Or you should get out of this pact.
A possibility that's kept me awake countless nights. But I don't have a clue where to start, other than play her games and play by the rules. That's the only language devils listen to.
We could say, there must be some loophole in the contract that lets you out, or can't we just attack her the next time she pops up, or why obey her at all? What could she do that's worse than she already has?
She could kill me for one, and that's not the worst of it. My contract is very clear. I can bring Mazora no harm. She'll have to let me out of my pact willingly. The only way out is if I can out-bargain her. We're standing here with nothing but the clothes on our backs and the worms in our heads.
We could say, we'll see if it's worth it. We might need the pact after all, or I just fear what she will do to us next, or what we will say, which is, we can beat her if we put our worms together.
We can, I'm sure of it. How glad I am that you see me as more than my patron's pet.
Of course, Will. You're a good man.
What's on your mind?
Nothing. So that's everybody there. So before we rest, I'll go ahead and save my game, and we'll go ahead and level everyone up. Now we have a few options before returning to the main game. The first thing that I want to do is lockpick this chest with class 20, right? So, well, what I'll say is first I'll tell Karlach I wanted to sit out for a second.
Copper for your thoughts?
Let's ask her. I'd like to hear how you ended up fighting in the Blood War.
Why not? Let me see if I can paint you a picture. The year, 10 air. The place, sleepy little town called Baldur's Gate. Our hero, Karlach, a knock-kneed delinquent from the outer city with everything to give and nothing to lose. I was a kid looking for a way to fill my days and make some cash when I fell into the wrong crowd. Worked for a guy I respected. A lot. Turns out the feeling wasn't mutual. Through the jigs and the reels, he made a deal with Zariel behind my back. You know Zariel, right? Archdevil of Avernus. She put this thing in my chest and set me to work. Well, to war. I learned quick how to stay alive. And the engine served me when it came to killing devils. 10 years of that. The stories I could tell.
You mentioned a boss who gave you up to Zariel. Who was it?
Guy named Gortash. Politician. Inventor. One of these wheeler-dealer types who seems to have a finger in every pie. I guess I was naive to think everything he got up to was above board. What did I know? I saw a job. A good job. With people I liked. Doing work I was good at. Sometimes I'm jealous of that girl. Ugh, to feel so invincible again.
You and Mizora seem to know each other. How?
We were both part of Zariel's inner circle. Her by choice. Me by force. In the grand scheme of things, I'm inconsequential to Zariel. Sure, I've got the engine, but I wasn't even her strongest fighter. She favored me like a child favors a captive pet. Mizora envied the attention, I suppose. I'm sure when Zariel gave her the order to hunt me down, Mizora was delighted.
Now, let's go ahead and say, do you think she'll keep coming after you?
I don't know. You'd think she'd have more important things to do. Devils and their pride.
I can see why you were so keen to escape.
No kidding. The fighting, the chaos, the betrayal. It had the makings of a good stage show, but I did not want to be one of the players.
We'll go ahead and I want to talk about your infernal engine.
Old Rusty? Sure.
It sounds like all we need to do to fix your engine is find some infernal iron.
Let's hope Damon is as good as he seems. Once my engine's handled, I can focus on more important matters. Tadpoles, cults, frosty pints.
What does that infernal engine do to you?
Gives me energy. Power. But you've seen it in action. Very hard to control. If I'm excited at all, angry, nervous, delighted, enticed, I burn hot. Hot enough to burn anyone who gets close.
We can either say, you must be pent up, or what's that been like, or I wouldn't mind that myself. I've never been much for too much contact. No, I'll go with the first one.
I try not to think about it. I still think about it constantly, but, you know, I try. One of these days, I'll sort the whole infernal affair out, get myself cooled off, start making up for lost time. But not today.
Cool. And so, again, I wanted to talk to her
Copper for your thoughts?
because I actually want her to stay behind for now.
Sounds boring. Oh, fine. I'll be here eating dirt or whatever.
Copy. So what we're going to do is we're going to recruit Astarion. Why?
Need something? Darling, I thought you'd never ask. Lead on.
Because what we're going to do is we're going to give him the thieves' tools for a second and tell him to, as Astarion, to lockpick this.
Careful, I lied.
Please lockpick this.
Crooked touch.
Try again with the thieves' tools. try. Oh my god, dude. Multiple critical failures on this. Keep trying. Yeah. This has been a typical DC. Okay, so this is tough. We'll roll one more, and if it fails, I'm going to save the game because I can't keep losing Thieves' Tools. Oh, we finally got it. Wow, amazing. Okay, that was amazing. So, we completed the missing shipment. Why? Because we chose to... Yep. So we're not going to return this. We're going to keep it. So...
No time to rest.
We got an iron flask, gold, and a silver ingot. Wow. Let's go look up what an iron flask does in BG3. Interesting. That iron flask is actually really useful, so... We'll sell the ingots, of course. So we'll keep that iron flask for now. And while we're here, we'll go ahead and save. Why? Because we're going to level everybody up. So that's always super fun. So yay, get a chance to level everybody up. So let's level up Astarion first. Level 4, sounds good. Awesome. So spells, we can pick either Charm Person, Color Spray, or Disguise Self. Pick Color Spray. Replace spell. We want Burning Hands, Charm Person, Expeditious Retreat, Ice Knife. Ice Knife is pretty good. Or Burning Hands too. Okay, and we can change out. Yeah, we can definitely go with some more DPS, so change out Sleep. And now for feet. Wow, we can either choose from a feat. Oh, so we do have to pick a feat. Okay. Wow, we could read every one if we want. I don't actually know. We can decide. Oh, so we can either increase our ability, which is the standard one. Actor. Your charisma increases by 1, max of 20. Interesting. Alert. 5 initiative. That's pretty good. Athlete. Strength or dexterity. Charger. Attack. Crossbow expert. Explore attacks. You know what I'll do is I'll just look up best feats for a rogue online. That may be the best option. I think the one we'll go with here is pretty good. Dual wielder. You can use 2 weapon fighting even if your weapons aren't light, and you gain a +1 bonus to armor class while wielding a weapon in each hand. You cannot dual wield heavy weapons. That is pretty good. Yeah, dual wielder seems to be the way to go. Dual adept. Yeah, let's go with that. That's really cool, getting a feat. So we're gonna go dual wielder for Astarion. Awesome, awesome stuff, man. So exciting. Great job, Astarion. Alright. So for weapons, do we have any kind of weapons to give Astarion? We do. We have a steel forged sword here. So that won't be wasted. And also a speedy reply. Excellent. Good for Astarion there. Excellent. Very solid. Now we go ahead and save. Level 4 is a big level for feats for that reason. So now I'll go ahead from there and I'll go talk with Astarion. Ask him to leave the party.
Well, hello. What can I do for you? Oh, darling, it's...
Because what we're going to do is we're going to explore south, right? So for that reason, we're going to want to go ahead and bring Karlak on board.
To keep going.
So because we're going to do that, let's go ahead and bring Karlak.
Copper for your thoughts.
Let's go, go, go.
Good to have you there, Karlak. So let's level up Karlak. So I'll Google best feat for Barbarian. Okay, here we go. So nothing but feet, right? And the one I want to choose is here, Great Weapon Master. So when you land a critical hit or kill a target with a melee weapon attack, you can make another weapon attack as a bonus action that turn. That's amazing. Attacks with heavy melee weapons you are proficient with can deal an additional 10 damage at the cost of a -5 attack roll penalty. You can toggle this on and off. So that's pretty good. We're gonna go with a Great Weapon Master. That's what we're going for. Let's go for it. So that's Karlak. Now let's level up Gale. So I'm going to go look at best feats for Wizard, BG3. So cantrips, like acid splash, bone chill, poison spray. These are some pretty solid cantrips. Okay. Blindness, blur, cloud of daggers, madness. So we can learn a few more, right? Melv's Acid Arrow is pretty good. That'd be a pretty good AoE spell. Oh, I know exactly the one I want. I know like damage ones are good. I want freaking Misty Step. Because if Gale gets surrounded, he's freaking like done. So Misty Step will help him get the heck out of there. Misty Step is a level 2 spell, right? Yeah, pretty useful for a wizard. And for a feat, I was thinking, I just go and do some research. Let's look for one here. I think it's Ritual Caster. You learn 2 ritual spells of your choice now. Love you, Maleficent. And my other cat Lynx is here behind. I love you both. Love you. So beautiful. So I actually think for Gale, I don't think that anything is necessarily required from this perspective. I don't think that yeah, Misty Step is definitely so important for Gale. That's one of the spells that it talks about. It's important for a wizard. It just seemed like pretty effective for Gale not getting surrounded. There's one magic initiate here. And 2 cantrips and a level 1 spell from the wizard's spell list. You can cast the level 1 spell once per long rest. Excuse me, Maleficent. Martial Adept. I actually think for Gale, I think I should go with ability improvement. It doesn't seem like anything else is beneficial for him. So interestingly, I know this sounds a bit strange, but I think I'm actually going to respec Gale because of the fact that we may be able to boost his score even more. I don't know if we can get his score to 20 yet or not, which would be incredible. But I think this is actually what's best for Gale. None of these are particularly useful, so... Okay, that sounds good. Alright. We can always respec later if we want, so... Let's level up Shadowheart now. Cantrips will get resistance. I'm happy with the prepared spells we have. And let's get rid of silence for inflict wounds. And for a feat, we're just going to pick ability improvement and increase our wisdom here. And of course, last but not least, Rockshot. We prepare spells. Very happy. So I'll just quickly look up if any feats are worth it for a paladin. I don't think there's anyone for Brockshire because we're not using the two-hand one. Okay. So I know what I'm going to do with Brock, which is first I'm going to go ability improvement to get our charisma to 20. So that will be next feat as well. So that's very good. And now with everything done there, we can go ahead and head on out after we get a long rest. And now what we'll do from here is we'll go ahead and head on out, and of course that means that I'm going to go ahead and pick back up with you next week. And so with that, I want to go ahead and say thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe as it greatly helps the channel. Light to be with you all. Take care, and thanks again.